So, Anne, let's talk about letting go of things in midlife. I want to hear what you learned about that. And before you tell me about it, I just want to say something kind of on a personal level that this summer I spent a lot of time letting go of carrying other people's bags, metaphorically speaking. And I did a lot of resting. Some of it was um, what is the word, mandated by my body because of back issues that I really couldn't do anything. And some of it was getting clear on what isn't mine actually to carry and where I'm doing things that aren't serving anyone by me sort of quietly in the background taking care of things and picking up other people's slack. So what happened was at the end of the summer, I found myself really energized and really with a lot more emotional and energetic and brain space and much more discerning about what I can do, what I do want to do. And what was really interesting was some of the things that I used to resent now felt effortless because I was really consciously choosing to do them instead of just kind of quietly, resentfully doing them consciously. So one of the things that I would say to people is midlife is not a guarantee that you're going to let go of things. You don't just turn 50 and say, I'm done, but it's a real opportunity to evaluate what it is from the first half that doesn't give you the space to be the person that you want to be now. And so for a lot of women that I coach and speak with and have in my groups, it's control or it's perfectionism or it's, handling everything for everybody and that whole emotional center of the world, like the go-to gal for everybody. And I think, there's a lot of value in that for people. They find a lot of worth in that. But actually, when you can really see what's yours and what's not yours, you can get value and worth in so many other places. And when you do get it from those relationships, it feels better. There's no resentment there. So those are some of the things that I see myself and other women letting go of in midlife. What are you seeing?
Well, I think what I love most is that I've broken up with the idea that I have to prove things to other people or that there's some narrow metric of achievement that I'm supposed to achieve. When I was younger, I felt tremendous pressure to be doing all the book publicity things, as I head into sort of like the book publicity months ahead. And so I definitely would burn myself out doing 10 million things, often a lot of low value activities. And I have the kind of brain that like makes a lot of connections and comes up with a lot of ideas. And literally I can run myself ragged. So what I've learned to do this time around is to pause and say, yes, I could do this, but it might not necessarily be the best use of my skills, my talents, my energy, my passion. So what I'll do is I'll keep an idea binder. And then if I wake up one day and I have like excess energy and time, I can always open the binder, right? But in the meantime, I'm going to focus on offering like workshops on things I really want to attend. So I've really taken a different approach this time around on that front. And even more than that, like, people will often say to me, are you hoping that this book will be a bestseller? And I'm not usually blunt enough to say, but I will say to you, because you are my friend, like, I honestly don't care. I'm sure my publisher is now going, what? But honestly, to me, what mattered most was writing this book based on these conversations, sharing everything that I have learned as a person to this point in my life. Like, this is the gift to my kids so that when they get to midlife, they know a little bit about sort of what I've learned about this life stage. And it's for every other caring, thinking woman who's living through this moment and trying to imagine better for themselves, their family, their world. So it's a very personal measure of success. And I am so proud of this book. Like I often, we're sort of told as women, never be proud of yourself, but I am proud of myself in this moment because I wrote a book that was a very different book than I'd initially agreed to write because I changed and learned and grew so much as a human while writing it that it came out the other side as a very different book. And like, way am I like blown away by the support of my publisher. Like, who would imagine that you'd acquire one book and you'd say, whatever, we're going with this other book, because you could see the value of that other project as it evolves. So I feel very supported and validated. And, you know, that to me is what matters most in this moment, is just like feeling like what I do matters. I think one thing I would say in parallel to that is I have put a huge amount of time and effort over the years into volunteer work and activism work and all kinds of things. And I also had to take a step back on some of that and say, what is actually helping to make things better? Busy work isn't always the best. So maybe I am better sharing ideas in a different way, as opposed to like the signing petitions or going to committee meetings, things which being on a committee does not bring forth my best self. I'm always the person who has questions and wants to know why we're doing it this way. So it's not a joyous experience for me. It's not a joyous experience for other people. So why not just do the thing I really want to do, which is write, and connect with people.
Yes. And I have to say, I did notice that you had a different approach to promoting this book, and it felt so authentic and so good. And I don't think that that's a coincidence that you wrote a book about midlife and then you stepped into your own way of promoting it. Like, that is kind of, in my mind, what this stage is all about. It's, oh, there's a formula for book promotion. Okay, I'll look at it. I'll take it under consideration, but what would actually feel good to me and make me feel alive and make me feel aligned and authentic? And that's just so beautiful to see. And I'm so excited for you. And I'm so excited to attend your workshops. And I just feel like when we can connect with our creativity and our authenticity, we can offer the world something different than what everybody else is offering, who is following the script or the expectations. And then it's like fresh and exciting and real. And so, yeah, I just want to commend you on that it's really exciting to see.